Look everyone, I got fan art! This was drawn by Leslie Starr and sent to me in a surprise email. It's based on the way my character looked from one of my Throwback Thursday videos, the one where Frida teleports. This is so adorable, I love it! The colors are really nice, and I love the top-down angle of the drawing. And look at that big smile on her face, so cute. Thank you, Leslie Starr! You're such an amazing artist! I also got a fan video. This time it's another pleasant surprise from Chang Lee. I previously made a video explaining the story behind Gladys's room design, and this fan video is about Gladys making clothes. I had a really good laugh watching this, and I love Chang Lee's interpretation of the characters in Gacha life. Gladys's hair looks absolutely stunning. Please go check out her channel. I will leave a link in the description below. I watched this video many times myself. Thank you, Chang Lee. I'm sure Gladys appreciates you making her more famous. So after looking at all the beautiful artwork, I figured I might just try to make some art myself. My aunt gave me this pamphlet about needle felting, and the drawing here is of a dog in a teacup. But I figured, why not try something new? And I'm going to make Marty! I haven't done needle felting in over a year, and even back then I was just a beginner. So if something goes wrong, don't blame me too much, haha. So I'm gonna start off by picking a thick needle, so I can get all the fluff together. The smaller needles are used for more detailed portions, so I'm going to use those later. So I'm gonna start off by rolling the yellow wool for Marty's head into a circle. The video is sped up, so if you do try needle felting at home, please be very, very careful with the needle, and don't do it too fast. I'm not actually doing it this fast again, this video is sped up. So I'm just gonna keep jabbing at poor Marty's head until the head becomes a solid circle. I'm gonna split the entire process into 3 videos. Today's first video would just be for Marty's head, ears, and hat. The second one would be making Marty's face, and the third one would be making the cup that Marty is going to sit in. There we go! So now here I'm going to change into a slightly smaller needle, so we can work on Marty's ears. I've selected the wool that is slightly darker to match his real ear colors. Just gonna take 2 little pieces and roll them into small circles. Stab, stab, stab. Poor Marty. So now we have 1 ear. This does take a fair bit of time, but I didn't show the whole thing because I don't want this video to be like hours and hours. Some of the parts aren't exactly solid in the head yet, so I had wanted to touch them up a little bit more. But looking back, I actually wouldn't recommend making the head too solid if you're going to be putting more stuff on the face, especially if you're going to be putting in some beads for the eyes. You can sort of start to see the bear's ear shape now. Let's do the second ear. For the second ear, I tried something a little different. I tried jabbing the wool on its own first to make the ear a little bit more solid before attaching it to the head. So now I'm going to try attaching it. Hold the wool very carefully and go slow with the needle. Okay, now it's time to give Marty some hair. Marty has some bangs at the front and a little longer tuft of hair at the back. So I did try to make the back part just a little bit longer. And now that we're done with the hair, I got the brown with a little bit of red wool to make his hat. The Pompompurin hat that he's always wearing. This time it was a little bit easier than doing the ears because the head was already solid and the hat is a bigger piece than the ears, so I don't have to feel it slipping around in my fingers. The slightly more challenging part was doing the tiny little tip of the hat that sticks out a little. And I needed a smaller needle for that, even thinner than the one I was using before. So I tried to solidify it on its own first before attaching it to the head, otherwise it would just be too many strands of wool and it probably wouldn't stick together very well. Giving Marty his little hat. And I moved the light just a little bit, so hopefully you can see this better. I'm sorry if it's not centered properly, because I had the camera above my head as I was working, so I didn't always notice when the wool was getting to the edge of the frame instead of in the center. Hopefully you can still see this relatively clearly. And that's it for today's video. Next time, I'm going to show you how to make the rest of Marty's face. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time!